Hi, we've teamed up with UK Auto Claims to see if you could be eligible to score thousands in compensation. If you've had any cars, vans or motorbikes on finance between 2007 and 2021, go to ukautoclaims.co.uk to start your free simple check. Loads of you will have overpaid and payouts could be worth thousands, so you've got to look into it. Hit up the link below and check now for free. AFTV, Marty, 1-0 down, out?
1-0 down but not out, Robbie. Come on, it's 1-0. Champions League semi-final. It was a great night.
Was it?
No, do you know what it was? Listen, the weather was amazing. It's nights like this that I wait for. The atmosphere is fantastic in the stadium. We got into it. But listen, fair play to PSG. They done what they needed to do. They scored an early goal and shut the stadium up. You know, that was the best thing they could have done. And Luis Enrique set them out really well. They went for us. They stifled us. They suffocated us. They were all over us. We couldn't play football. And they overrun us. And they went for us early. I think it's the quickest goal we've ever conceded in the Champions League since Edison Cavani, funny enough, before PSG. And it was... You know, at times it was lacklustre and it was disappointing. I'm not going to go into the referee situation and blame it all on the referee, even though, if I'm honest with you, I'm generally pretty impressed with European referees, but I don't think that he was that great, and it seemed like he was very much on PSG's side. You know, it shows how much we miss Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey, you know, he needs to sign another contract. You know, that contract needs extending for next season, definitely, if not potentially two. You know, Declan Rice, he has been phenomenal all season, but I think putting him into the 6 at the start of the game, he was wanting to play in the 8. He was out of position, and we had no CDM. We had nothing there to clear up, and they run straight through us. And it was just an error. It was, you know, and these things happen in football.
Can't make these errors against these type of teams.
But it happens. You can't, yes, and obviously it's horrible when it happens, 100%. But these things do happen, and you, listen, we're not in a position now where we can cry over spilt milk. We've got to go to their gaff and stick it on them and be all over them. The reality of the situation is, with it, I think, where we've gone and beaten Real Madrid 3-0 here, and then we've gone to the Bernabéu and we've beaten them 2-1. Both displays were convincing. The only goal we conceded was a mistake, which shouldn't have happened. I think in their heads they've kind of thought, you know what, this PSG team ain't anywhere near as good as Real Madrid. You know, and I just think they took them a little bit lightly. I think even the fans, because I'm going to be honest with you, this stadium was not even the vibe. I was talking to Adam before the game, and we were outside the front by the roundabout, and before the Madrid game there was like a tenacity, there was a electricity in the air, there was a want. There wasn't quite that here today. And inside the stadium, especially, you know, it did start well. The North London Forever was fantastic and everything, but when they scored that goal, the stadium did go flat, and it shows how important that is to this team. But at the same time, what I saw from this team at the Bernabéu in front of 90,000 fans, and you know, all of those Spanish fans were on the Arsenal player. You know, I wasn't there, but for what I see on it, it was a hostile atmosphere. Was it hostile atmosphere? Yeah. So if they can do that there, why can't they do, you know, that at the Stade de France? You know, it's there for the taking. We've got Thomas Partey back. I think we need to take the Bournemouth game with all due respect. I think we're going to get Champions League football next season, and I think, you know, there's all these young players or whatever. We need to rest players. It is the game of our life next Wednesday night, and they need to go there, and they need to get a result, because winning this trophy for Arsenal Football Club this season would be absolutely monumental. It would be huge for this club, and I think it would shut a lot of the fan base up. And it would, you know, all this Mikel Arteta doubts, it would shut all of that up, and it would give him and the team a bit more freedom next season. I mean, look, it's not as easy.
It's going to be a lot of pressure, like you said. It's not just on PSG, a lot of pressure on us. We're 1-0 down.
One thing also, listen, this might sound a bit crazy. I remember going into that Madrid game, and when we were at the watch-along at Box Park, and I genuinely were 3-0 up, and I genuinely felt nervous because I knew that Real Madrid were a team that can put anyone away. Now, let's be honest, so are we. We put 7 past PSV. We put 5 past Real Madrid. You know, Sporting Lisbon, we smashed 5 past them. You know,
they're better than Sporting Lisbon, isn't it? So that's what I'm saying.
But Aston Villa put 4, and they put 3 past them in quick succession. The thing with PSG, which I just think that Mikel, they start quickly. They always start generally very quickly in their games. They nick a goal, which is what they did today. But throughout the period from about 50, 60, 70 minutes, they are susceptible to conceding goals, like any teams. Can they be got at? Yes, they can. You know, Luis Enrique just got it better than Mikel Arteta tonight. You could see with his team selection, his setup, they knew what they were looking for. They've done their homework on us, and they got a result. And this happens now. It's down to Mikel Arteta and this football team to sit down, take a look at themselves tonight, and go, listen, how much do we want this? Are we going to sit down and take this up the arse, or are we going to, with no lube, or are we going to, do you know what I mean, or are we going to go on and get a result and believe, like we did at the Bernabéu, and go on, do I believe in this team? Yeah, I do. I've seen this team play some absolutely outstanding football. You know, and again, we've got Thomas Partey back. That's a big, big bonus. So we're going to be solid in midfield. Then the rest of it. The only biggest problem I found tonight, and no disrespect, bringing Ethan Nwaneri on, he hasn't had enough game time to be like an effective player, to bring him on after 75 minutes to electrically change a game of this magnitude. The boy's 17 years old. Then Ben White. This is not the Ben White of last season. This is, you know, Ben White's come back from injury, and you could see that injury is a big injury and it's taken him time to get into. Then what you're going to do, bring Raheem Sterling on to give the ball away to him, and then we'll be 4-0 down. That's the problem we've got. We ain't got the reinforcements on the bench to change this game. If we had, you know, a Gyökeres here or something, which we don't, it's ifs and buts, I get it. But the truth of the situation, if we had one player extra, with having Partey out, it eliminated us. It eliminates our, you know, there wasn't, right, we get to 65 minutes and we can bring on the cavalry, because we ain't got the cavalry. I saw up front, you know, in front of me, all due respect to them, got a bunch of 16, 17-year-old kids, which I'm sure they're going to be absolutely awesome next season, the season after that, and they're great. But this level, Champions League semi-final against PSG, you need to have guys that are equipped to deal with these situations, that can change these games in a blink of an eye. Right. And, you know, and listen, at the end of it, PSG hit the bar. We were lucky in ways. We could have ended up losing that 2-3-0. But also, in the first half, at the end of the first half, Martinelli was a cat's whisker away from poking that into the ball in the net. It's 1-1 before half time. It's different. And then he had another shot, which it was literally from what I see where I was sitting, an identical chance where, for me, against Real Madrid, he buries it in the bottom corner. You need to stick that away. Then there was another couple of chances. Trossard had one, and I think Martinelli, there was one that he spooned over the bar. You can't do that at this level. You need to get that on target. It has to go on target. And then that VAR decision from where... was it offside? Was it?
God, no, it took so long.
Have you seen it?
Yeah,
no,
well,
have you seen it? It was definitely
so
offside.
long.
No,
Why did
okay.
it take so long?
I know,
Well,
and it's Europe as well.
What they was probably doing is sitting there, and then when it come out, it's like, right, and he just went and quickly ordered the dominoes in the VAR room, and then they get back to it.
Give me the score for next week then.
2-1. Listen, we could go and do it 2-0, 2-1. I don't think it's going to be a free. I went for 2-1 tonight, and look how that turned out. But I also went for 3-1 and all. So look, I think it also could go long. I think we could nick a goal, and I think it could go into extra time, and it could be a penalty situation.
Okay.
It's gonna. I don't, because it's tight. It's tight.
We'll find out next week.
We're going to find out on Wednesday.